Well, good morning. Yesterday I didn't record some of my job just because I wanted to knock it out. But yesterday we backed out 2 vessels. Here's all the carbon and rock gravel we took. I think we took out about 13 to 14 bags. So I'm about to go show you the inside. Hold off. There's all the material we're gonna have to load. We got the gravel, 50-pound freaking bags. There's over 250, so we gotta manually load these, so it's not gonna be fun. And then here we got the carbon. With this, we're gonna do a backfill, which we create a pressure inside. Well, a vacuum, we pressurize the vessel and we create a vacuum in there, which allows the carbon to get sucked into the vessel. And here's the furnace room. Here we have the vessel. That shit's pretty tall. We had a vacuum from all the way up there, and we're gonna fill in. We have to manually fill the bag through here and then level it, so it ain't gonna be fun. What we thought of was putting the forklift here and raising the bag close to us, that way we're not having to do deadlifts. But we'll see how it goes. I'll show you guys. All right, turns out that drum mechanism didn't really work. This gravel's too big. It's 3/4 and a half quarter sizes, so manually loading, this is what it's looking like. Gotta do this 32 times, twice. We got more rock to go, but it gets smaller as we go, so it'll get lighter. Well, not lighter, it's still 50 pounds, but hopefully that blower mechanism works with the smaller gravel. This is what it's looking like. I got some oil on my forehead because I think I touched this shit. So I'm looking like I'm ready for a warrior path. We filled out our confined space paperwork only to break the entry with our arms. And right here, we cannot make entry. We will need a rescue team on site due to the air quality inside the vessel. Update, I finished loading the first 32 in the vessel. I'll show you guys what it looks like inside. God, this shit's kicking my ass because we're in a furnace room and it don't get any easier here. Look at that shit, bro. Fucking rub my forehead against that. Well, here we are. Knock the shit out. Here's what we're looking like on the inside. Yes, sir. Update, the customer let me back up the gravel, so I created the suction inside the vessel. So I hook up my Hurricane and it creates a vacuum inside the vessel, which I have another hose connected that sucks up the material. We're gonna take a little 10-minute break and then we're gonna finish loading the carbon. We have to load 5,500 pounds of it, but we're gonna do the backfill. I'll record a little of that process, but God, is this shit kicking my ass. I think I got my Lord and Savior. I prayed this morning and asked him for the strength to finish this job, and we're gonna get there. Well, we came to take a break in the operations room. This is what it looks like in here. Pretty crazy, showing all the furnace tanks, the temperatures. Let me see if I can find the crazy temperature. Look at that, inside that furnace right there. That firing rate at 488.5 degrees Fahrenheit, dude. Gosh, talk about crazy, huh? This furnace room ain't no joking in there. It is warm, so I asked for the break in here because there's AC. Taking a break out there don't help me. Cleaning up the carbon, blowing up the hose into the vessel. Carbon's pretty light, so it moves kind of fast. That's good. That's good. All right, so right here, the way I was vacuuming the carbon at first, that plastic liner inside kind of made it very hard hard and irritating. So I decided to do a gravity fill into the bucket and then backfill it in, and it's a lot easier on my back, and it's moving a lot much quicker, and I feel safer than having to be bent down and fighting with the liner. And then sometimes, because that liner, it causes carbon to pop up, and then it flies all over your face, under your shirts, and it just sucks. So right now, once that bag is over, I'm gonna start recording again, and you guys will see how it rolls.
All right, so right here I like to keep it 75-25. 75% of it is material, 25% is air. That way it doesn't cause any restriction on top or any back pressure. That way it keeps the flow at a good rate and it keeps the job moving smooth. So right here I looked up because my body started cramping up. My hands, my leg, so it was just irritating. I was fighting through it. Right here I keep looking up because I could see the curve on the hose, and I'm just making sure it doesn't bust through, because sometimes the hose rips and then it creates a hole and little fines fly out of there, and then it just creates a mess and we're stuck cleaning even more. Right here you could catch my leg. It started cramping, so I had to stretch it and flex it. That way it could not collapse on me.
All right, update. We finished the job, we completed it. We left our equipment on site. We're gonna pick it up in the morning, but man, was it tiring today. I thought yesterday was hard. Today, it was beating me up. My body was cramping. Finally, not as cramping as that. My hands were all like, my freaking forearms were all freaking flexing. My legs, it was getting bad. I don't really take breaks, but this time I took a good amount of breaks, just cause that furnace room ain't no joke. Freaking, I'd rather work outside than work in there, dude, just because it's not natural heat. But, we made it to the hotel. We're safe. And thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll see what I got for you guys on the next run. But tomorrow I start my travel back down to Mesa, Arizona. I usually stop in Grant, New Mexico, or Gallup, or Albuquerque, depending how I feel after my drive. I do have a job walk I got to do in the morning. So after that job walk for another customer, completely different place. So I'm gonna go set up the example for the team and the company, present my face, drop my knowledge on them. So we'll see how that goes. We already got the work order in, but again, thank you guys for watching and tuning in. See you guys on the next run.